This is Talk Business and Politics with Roby Brock.
I'm Roby Brock. Welcome to today's edition of Talk Business and Politics Daily. It is Wednesday, October 19th. Here are your top stories of the day. The Federal Reserve's monthly Beige Book report for the 8th District, released Wednesday, shows economic conditions across the regional economy have modestly improved from a month ago, highlighted by double-digit residential home sales in the Little Rock and Northwest Arkansas real estate markets. The regional report for the expansive St. Louis District shows that activity in the manufacturing and transportation sectors continues to be mixed, but other parts of the service sector-driven economy remain positive. Read the full analysis at talkbusiness.net. There will be 4 new members inducted into the Arkansas Business Hall of Fame, which is put on by the Walton College of Business at the University of Arkansas. Southwestern Energy's Charles Charlew, Tom Schick, Sherman Tate, and Gus Fratsinis will all be inducted at the big Hall of Fame event next February. Midtown Little Rock could see a $100 million redevelopment if all goes according to plan. Texas-based Provident Realty Advisors has purchased the former site of the Sears retail store, the Doctors Building, Midtown Medical Park, and Doctors Plaza. The medical facilities will largely stay in place, but a new Shops at University Village is planned, which could include a grocery store at the center of the 30-acre urban site. And those are your top stories of the day. You can keep up with these and many more headlines throughout the day and throughout the week on our website at talkbusiness.net. Still to come, Chris Massengill with the Delta Regional Authority updates us on the latest from his agency's economic development efforts. We'll go inside the numbers for a look at some key swing states ahead of Wednesday's final presidential debate. And Richard Bearden and Michael Cook offer thoughts on the medical marijuana debate. More right after this.
First Security is here. Only here. So that means we're here, here, and here. Even here. And definitely here. Because here is where we want to be for you. First Security Bank. Only in Arkansas.
Arkansas's most abundant natural resource provides the core asset for Delta Timber Corporation. In addition to the sustainable yield stewardship of its well-stocked timberlands, Deltic adds value by integrating its efficient wood products manufacturing facilities, as well as through planned development of commercial and residential real estate. Deltic Timber Corporation, creating value for a growing Arkansas.
The Delta Regional Authority promotes a wide range of economic and health-related efforts across an 8-state region that includes the Arkansas Delta. Longtime co-chair Chris Massengill gives us an update on some of the latest news from the DRA.
Well, this is an exciting time for the Delta Regional Authority. We're about to launch our 12th class of the Delta Leadership Institute. We've had almost 450 members go through the Executive Academy that now is a part of the alumni group called the Delta Leadership Network. And they still stay connected, work on projects, meet on a regular basis, and then we'll be having our annual DLN conference in New Orleans in January to talk about business recovery and resiliency. So we're looking forward to that. And then we're also at the final stages of our economic development investment cycle. So we'll be investing about $31 million worth of projects this cycle, thanks to the plus up of members of our Senate congressional delegation, both across the 8 states, being led by Senator Thad Cochran. So we were excited to get that additional appropriations, and now we'll have about $31 million to invest. And so we're at the final stages of that. And in fact, we're about to wrap up Arkansas's project. So we'll have several good projects to announce here in the next week or so that will touch small business and entrepreneurship, infrastructure, workforce training and education, transportation, infrastructure. So those are going to be some good projects.
That's Chris Massengill with the Delta Regional Authority preaching the Delta gospel for jobs and economic development. You can check out more at dra.gov. A quick break and we'll drill down into 4 key swing states that may dictate the outcome of the presidential race. We'll also look at the medical marijuana debate ahead of tomorrow night's Facebook Live Roundtable in conjunction with KATV Channel 7. We're back right after this.
Each day, the promise of our nation begins again. Arkansas and America moving forward. I help make that promise a reality. It's not for everyone, but people everywhere depend on us.
Oh, I love you too, sweetie.
Trucking delivers, or everything stops. And that's what drives me.
I did.
Circuits turn on the lights by making a connection, by closing the loop. At Entergy, we believe our economy is circular too. What you put in comes back. So we invest billions in new infrastructure, which helps attract new industry, which helps create new jobs. We partner with local communities to electrify the economy, and together we power life. Entergy.
If you believe what you read, and don't we all, the victory map for the Donald Trump campaign has a very narrow path to 270 electoral votes. It has been that way for whomever the Republican candidate may be. Today we look at the polling averages from 4 key swing states that are pivotal for Trump to beat Hillary Clinton in November. Those states are Florida, North Carolina, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. In Florida, according to Real Clear Politics' latest average of polls, Clinton has a 3.5-point lead, 46% to 42.5% versus Trump. In North Carolina, a state that Mitt Romney won in 2012, Clinton holds a 45 to 42.1% lead. Ohio, the state that picks presidents, now has Clinton barely ahead there. Trump has had a lead in Ohio up until last week. In Ohio, the Democrat leads the Republican 44 to 42.4%. And in Pennsylvania, the Keystone State, it's key to either candidate winning this election. Pennsylvania voters favor Clinton over Trump by a 46.7 to 39.7 advantage. That is going to be a hard lead to erase in the closing weeks. All of that sets the stage for tonight's final showdown, the third and final presidential debate. Be sure to tune in. Another quick word from our sponsors. We'll turn our attention to the medical marijuana debate in Arkansas. Michael Cook and Richard Bearden shared their analysis of the issue right after this.
As Arkansas's population grows, so do our energy demands. But with the right mix of resources, reliable, affordable power will always be a reality. These resources are all around us in our rivers, blowing through our trees, even right below our feet. The answer isn't focusing on one resource, it's embracing them all. The electric cooperatives of Arkansas know that a balanced approach to power builds our communities and powers our dreams. Visit themixmatters.com and see why there's power in knowledge.
You've likely heard of the Great Arkansas Treasure Hunt. In fact, you or your business may have property to claim in the hunt. But where does this treasure come from? Businesses like yours. The law calls it unclaimed property. If your business is holding money on its books that you've not been able to return to the owner, it's most likely unclaimed property, and the law requires it to be sent to the state auditor's office each year. Auditor Andrea Lee's office can make the process for businesses to comply with the law easy and straightforward. Help us help you return Arkansans' unclaimed property at auditor.ar.gov.
Well, there will be 2 medical marijuana proposals on the Arkansas ballot this November. One is an initiated act that has a hardship provision for those not living close enough to a dispensary. The other is a constitutional amendment that does not allow for the hardship grow your own provision. There's other differences too, but are Arkansans ready to become the first state in the South to legalize marijuana usage? GOP consultant Richard Bearden and Democratic consultant Michael Cook weigh in. Attention to medical marijuana, does it pass this time around? Do both measures pass?
That's no, you know, it came so close back in 2008. I know
2012.
2012.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
right.
the last presidential. And I know Talk Business did a poll about those recently. I forget the numbers. You would know
49,
those.
43.
49, 43.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure if it passes this time. I wonder if with having 2 on there, if it's too confusing, and that people may say, vote against them both, but you know, I don't think they'll pass, but I could be surprised if they.
You guys throwing some polling around on that one?
Have not done that one in a while. Again, it could be close. I think the question is what voter comes out. I mean, you talk to different people and folks are like, I'm tired of both sides of the political debate and not coming out on anything. So I think it depends on what voter group turns out.
I will say on medical marijuana, we saw that cut across party lines. We saw that definitely had an age slant to it. The younger you are, the more supportive you are. The older you are, the least likely you are to support. And we do have an older population here in Arkansas. I think the other thing that's kind of amazing is 4 years ago when you talked about we had polled it in that last presidential race, we had it down 9 points about 2 weeks out.
Right.
It lost by 2.5, 2, and then we went out afterwards and polled again in a post-election poll, and it was down by 9 points again. You know, we had this Bradley effect in there.
Yeah, we'll know an election. I mean, like I said, it'll be.
And I'm wondering if there is maybe a little undercurrent of some people saying, "Oh, I'm still against it," but maybe not against it. So, do you think having both of them on there, do you think that pulls it down?
That adds to some confusion on terms of which one. That's my point. Is that with two of them, which one does which. Sometimes when people get confused, they may say, well, let's just vote again. Let's vote against them and start over again.
What do you think?
I agree. I think if there had been one, the chances of it passing would have gone up. I think the fact that there is two does muddy the situation a little bit. The Arkansas voter, when confronted with not really being sure, has a tendency to vote no. So who knows?
That's Richard Bearden with Impact Management Group and Talk Business and Politics, Michael Cook. There's much more to their conversation, which you can access at talkbusiness.net. And we'll have a new round of polling out on medical marijuana, as well as the presidential and Senate races early next week, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching today's Talk Business and Politics Daily. We'll see you tomorrow.